and more people are coming, so I'm quite like waiting for 1 minute. So, and then we probably can close the door.
Is the material anywhere on the internet to be found?
Yes. It's okay. I'm starting, thank you. So, because like the people are moving around, so and I was like thinking, okay. Hello everyone, so I'm happy to be here today, so to speak about a topic which is important to me, about an agile transformation. So, but how to start with an agile transformation? Many people are starting with it, or many companies, but many also have some problems, right? And I would like to share my experience of 3 different LeSS adaptations, so, and hope you will benefit from it. You can ask the questions also in between. So, but let me introduce myself first. I'm Sofia. So I have about like 25 years of experience working, hands-on experience working in different various roles. So in the beginning, so product line manager, project manager, program manager, and then basically since 10 years, I'm a Scrum Master and organizational Agile Coach. And since 9 years, I'm implementing LeSS in different organizations. So, and also like in the various industries, such like energetic sector, so like public utilities, telecoms, and energy, insurance, sorry. So, and this talk, so we will dream about an agile transformation, about a perfection vision for an agile transformation. So I know it's perfection vision is hard to reach, but unless we will try to come to this perfection vision as close as possible. So what does an agile transformation looks like in context of LeSS? That will be the first point. To understand all what I will speak about later, so like following reports better, it is important to have a theoretical foundation. So I will like touch the theoretical foundation too, and that would not take too long, hopefully. And that we have also like, and then I will speak, of course, about his reports, about the general challenges which I had during these agile transformations, and also how to solve, also the problems which I solved. So better to say the teams solved. And for the learning aspects of this transformation, I will address challenges and problems. So and ask you also to ask me the questions. That will be the last part. So my thoughts and also like your questions. So because I'm here to answer them. So I will provide like also brief summary, of course, about my talk. So let's dream. What is your dream of a perfect product organization? Think for a moment. Like, you can probably tell me some 1-2 words as characteristics. So what do you think? What does the perfect product organization look like? Happy teams. Thank you.
Lots of learning.
Thank you. Good. Very good. Please?
Take pride in the product.
Thank you. That's all like really good reasons, so good characteristics. So, and let's have a closer look on that. So that's basically dream what management always has. Teams are working on priorities, so and of course they're working as on the high customer value. So the scaling is important to create strong organization, so which can change also the direction smoothly. And organizational hierarchies should make the decision more quickly so that the result is consistent. And of course, the change should be cheap. You probably heard about that. So otherwise, it's hard to change. So nobody would like to do it then. So the vision, so a compass, which you heard about a compass today already, so gives orientation to the employees. So I'm speaking about an agile transformation in LeSS context. It's a little bit different maybe than you heard before. So what is LeSS? LeSS is an you can also read what it is. So it's an organizational system for the product development aimed optimizing at organizational adaptiveness. What does it mean? LeSS is multi-team Scrum, not Scrum in multiple teams, not like in another frameworks, where Scrum is monitored on the team level. So you know, like those frameworks, I assume. So in this context, it is important to have a closer look, so to what the context of LeSS means. Agile organization is not just a process change. So to make this session not too boring, so do you realize what it exactly is? Someone knows what I'm speaking here about? All these 5 organizational criteria? You, exactly. Yes, you would. So it's an organizational design by Gabriel, so which means that all these 5 elements, which you see here, like the strategy, organizational structure, process, people, reward systems, so they're all like really like all together, so they like interact with each other. So, and that's important because if you take one of them out, so it would not work. So, and then, therefore, therefore we believe that culture follows the structure. And the LeSS principles help, here culture follows the structure, and LeSS principles help the employees to have a compass, so to develop their own working culture. I'm trying to make sure that the boring part is like kind of going on. So, but it is important because to understand why I did it and the way how I did it, it's quite important to know it. So LeSS principles. I was thinking about giving an introduction of LeSS principles, but you already played the game, so I'm not trying to make a shortcut. So I'm just here. So LeSS principles provide a frame for the action for these principles. So and then. It's helping to create that system, a cohesive system, so in one. And that are the principle you realize you played the game before. So I think if you're here on the conference, you know a lot about that. So how to start? So now we're starting, so still the theory, but at least we're coming closer to the LeSS adaptations, what I did. It's currently it's a chapter in the book, even in the LeSS book, which is dedicated to this one. So, and so the adaptation principles, so you know like all of them probably, but I picked the 2 important ones, these 3 principles, and getting started, so that you know how I start my journey. So, who doesn't know the principles here? So it's okay, so just because first time on the conference? Because I need to understand how close should I go. Okay, so then I make it short. So educate everyone. We would like to have people there co-creating the change. So then define the product. So of course we need to know what is our product. So it sounds simple, but many companies did just doing it somehow. So not like proper. So, and it's interesting to know what kind of stuff we are providing to the customer. Then what kind of quality, so define done, so in which quality product needs to be delivered. So, and the next point will be, so we need to know in which skills and competences the people are working, so then therefore we have to create appropriately structured teams. That means feature teams, if you know what I'm speaking about. And then it's only one product owner who gives the work to the teams. And why it's so important also, like this point number 6, to keep project managers away from the teams, not because we don't like these people, so it's just because they're probably giving a lot of priorities to the teams, and that they're different than the product owner. You can keep them, but they should speak to the product owner that we have a one backlog, prioritized backlog, and one person is in charge for that. So, what does this sustainable change means? So, it means so that we have to start with the small and go ahead with the bigger adoption. So, don't start in once with everything. So, that the people can focus. Because if they're starting with everything, they probably lose the focus. So, the second, we need, of course, the managers, not the teams. They're supporting the teams. That means you have also to have not only like bottom up, so teams decide, you have also management to support it. Of course, we should like also see that the people would like to work on this topic, to convince the people to work on less adoption, for example, or like to work on something new. So, it's a lot of theories about, like, I want to dive too deep, so regarding like how to use volunteering, so we can exchange later. So let me show you 3 examples. So 3 also good practices. So not the best practices. I'm trying to avoid it to say that are the best practices, good practices. So in that what I did. So as I said, so it's hopefully you give you an idea, so that is not a theory only. So it is kind of a little bit too big for me. So, but I would say, so let us start. So you see like these all adoptions. So one of them was like an adoption, so with the insurance company, where I was involved in the beginning, so as a Scrum Master, later on as a coach. So, and I did it with Wolfgang Steffens, who is here also, and at this conference as an organizer. So the second one, so it is a telecom company, so middle-sized. So, and the third one, so is public utilities company. And I would start with 2 small ones, because it's like less adoption, because another one is a less huge adoption, so with more than 8 teams. Any questions till now? Okay. So let me start with this internet provider, telecom company, and telecoms in Bavaria. I started there around 3.5 years. Duration of my coaching you can see there, so that's this blue line. And it was quite interesting. So we had like the total number of employees is 1,200 back those years. So number of people in team is like really small one, 21 persons, so which is too big to have one Scrum team. So then we had 3 teams. So and later on another team joined, so from offshore. So but they were working like they come sometimes, and we had interesting construct. I can tell you later. So you see also here, so how the events, they are really classically how it's supposed to go, so in LeSS. So we had, as you just heard before, sprint planning, 1 and 2, so we had our dailies and refinements, and then we had like 3-week cycle. In the beginning we had 2 weeks, but then the developer said it's like would like to have 3 weeks, so it's of course it's always good to have smaller, like shorter cycles, sprint cycles. So then we had like sprint review, sprint retrospective, so and also team retrospective and overall retrospective, and then we start like to have a new sprint, so to plan from new. And I hope I did not forget sprint review at the end, of course. So, what we did here, so just 3 principles. So we started indeed from bottom up, and then we started to convince, we're starting to grow. We used volunteering, that's why the hand. So, and started to bring more and more people into the team, so that we were not only 7, we started to be 21, because everyone was curious how we did it. So like, if you have like some, like in this video, people like just jumping into the room, so and doing something, everyone is interested. So, and then we motivated and did some introductions, so, and also management understand, so that's not a product, not a project, because we started with a project, and we had to convince management that we are not like a project, like a pilot, we are also a product, so I'm going ahead and having broader product definition, and we had, after like 5 months, we did not have a project, we had a product and could run for the longer term and still running till now successfully.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
What would you like to do the convincing of management that maybe they should shift from project thinking to product thinking?
We show, like we had a lot, of course, also PowerPoint presentation. So, but we also invite them to our reviews, so on different level of them, so because some of them were convinced and some of them not. So because they thought somehow, so if they're gonna hire me because I'm an external coach, so that probably it's not only for one team. So that's why the idea, they started to play with this idea, that's why they called it pilot. So, and then we did the presentations, we had a rooftop party after the pilot was finished, so, but we already had like agreement in the pocket that we can be a product. So, and with like just really conversations, collaboration with them, explaining so what we did, why we need the people for the longer term in the same constellation. It is hard work. So, any other questions? Okay. So that's also my roles. So I started as a Scrum Master, then an Agile Coach, Management Coach, and then later on the new people come, so Scrum Masters, so, and I started to coach the Scrum Masters in Scrum, and I did not really call it less, I tried to avoid to call it less. So because like we would like to work on the product, so, and who cares what we do? So it's supposed to be successful. So how we start the journey? So we had this multi-project landscape, so, and that was quite hard. So we didn't manage to get they did not manage to get the prioritization in the teams. So, and it was quite hard to convince all the people. So in the beginning, that is exactly what you asked for, also the project managers, so why we should work in this mode. In the beginning, I even had a project manager who was like sitting close to me, so, and presenting our stuff in the higher rounds. So, and that was really key success factor, by the way, so because I could convince the project manager, he left the company after because he was already not because of we were reading off of him, so I said, you can be also the Scrum Master. So he said, no, I'm just was going to leave anyway. So, and that was the idea, so just to also to have many sessions with the project management group about Scrum, about Agile transformation, why we do it. So, and I had several rounds also with those people. Also workshop, offsite workshop, to explain why we do it. And traditional, so resource planning was not really working as well. So because like everyone was standing in the front of developers and trying, yeah, please do my stuff, please do my stuff. So and he got like really almost burned out. And that's why, so we said, so it's not the way how we're supposed to work. It was also one of the points. So, and we had really also this contract game, so that always, like not always, so really often, some stuff was just throwing to IT, so, and it was not real collaboration in between business and IT. So, and that with this, the motivation goals were like, they were also too slow, so to reduce the time to market. Of course, like the Scrum and LeSS, they like also, the flexibility is growing, sure. And then we had like, we increased the team productivity, and also we could improve the customer satisfaction and could measure it. So, and we could just also give to the management also these numbers. And that was the key for the management, why they also said we made the right decision. Okay, so we got the management support I was speaking about already. We had the volunteering from the bottom up, so we had like this, I call it less branded. So because we had elements of less, but I had also to argue with the people that just had like Scrum certification and said, hey, we don't have sprint planning 1 and 2 and overall retrospectives on whatever what in Scrum. So I said, but Scrum did not say anything about that. So we had really like to speak about that, so how to do it in the scaled context, because it's different, as you know. And product structure, so we had 4 product owners. And if you realize that's an anti-pattern, you should not have 4 product owners from different units. But we had 1 product backlog, so therefore we had a prioritization meeting. And in this prioritization meeting, we had this product owner brain, more or less, so, and could prioritize in the right order. LeSS education and Scrum education was really important, so for the knowledge sharing. So then we had like also to form the feature teams so that the teams can deliver end-to-end functionality. And we had like self-designing team workshops. And by the way, everything was done during Corona. So like the whole setup was done before, and then Corona came. And we did not have any impediments during Corona. We could work straight away, even if it's not collocated. We were all collocated in the beginning, but then we were like one of the team, like one of the products who just could work on that and deliver like internet provider internet to the customer. So right on time without any problems. So it was like just unbelievable for the team and unbelievable for the management. Exactly, so team foundation during pandemics, and then growth and scaling, and other departments. So we did this, we had only like 21 persons. So, but other departments, they come to us and also like started to, we would like to do also Scrum in less context, and we had several teams, they still do like also Scrum. So, and also with sprint planning 2 in 1 and overall, and just also joining sometimes our sessions and refinements. So, what for the multi-team learning, I did like team knowledge model, so by Mark Bregenzer. So, and that was quite interesting to see how the people started to collaborate with each other. So they started to learn from each other, and it's a model. I don't want to explain the model now, but maybe you can click on it and check it. So it's really cool, and come to me. So if you need it, I did it several times, almost in every adoption. And then we had cross-team collaboration. We did the communities within the company, so like developer community, COPs or whatever. So we call them COPs back those times, and developer community, test automation communities, so several communities. So, but in some companies, I did the agile transformation, so it's pretty hard. So if you don't care about how many communities are coming up, it could be many, like the mushrooms, and you have to reduce it because the people sitting not producing really value. So, any questions? Okay, then the key achievements you can see here. So I already spoke a lot about different key achievements what we have here. So it's most of all it was like just the time to market was really important for the company during the pandemic. So also the quality, that the customer getting good quality. So that just to pick the important ones. So I could increase it like 20%, so which was really good back those times. the key achievements and our success of this journey. So let's go ahead. So I have to also like see that I'm moving on. And then we had like these public utilities, which I still do now. So it's an ongoing transformation. So, and the overall group was at not much, like a little bit larger. We had 45 people, I think, yeah. And then the whole company, like, are 11,000 employees. It's public utility in Munich, so Stadtwerke München. And that's the biggest public utility companies in Germany. And I worked on the product which calls RAP, Reporting Analytic Platform, and BI, like a department in the previous time, and we transformed the department in like in less context. So we had 4 teams and 1 product. The same situation here, really similar. I don't need to explain it one more time, I think. So from the beginning, so I was Agile Coach and trainer and mentor of 2 Scrum Masters that come additionally. Every Scrum Master had 2 teams. And in this mode, so we are running the product till now. And we applied also like all the, you see the Agile LeSS principles, adoption principles. So on this side, you see like we started top down, and the funny or the different thing about that, about the previous part. So management created the teams. They like sit together, decide how the teams need to be created in the beginning. But after 1 year, we decide to do self-designing team workshop where the teams, like you saw today, exactly the same, like team-based conference. And we decide like that we have like feature teams designed by the people themselves. And they took really right decisions. So, and working in another mode now. So now we have, by the way, 2 teams at the moment because we had a lot of internal, external employees. They had to leave the company. So, and now we have 2 teams, they are basically internal. It was also the idea, so just to have, like, to make sure that the organization is also breathing. So, and also in this case, we use volunteering. Some people come from other departments, internal people changed. So what's interesting that the people also do traveling. So the people with really good skills, that's what you saw in the video before. So ask in the middle so of the sprint planning 1, we're asking, so are you going to stay here? Do you need support? So you see it is all the topics like which you took in your team. So maybe you can join. Any questions on that?
Yeah, you said volunteering from different departments, so how did it work with the management?
If it's volunteering in the same division, it's no problem because they don't care about that. So they kind of shifted within the division. If the people coming from different departments, for example, so then they exchange also Scrum Master. So then, of course, like you need, we made a lot of road shows and advertisement so that the people know. Also in other products where I'm involved in, we're doing the road shows, we're showing how we work. The developers showing so how they develop. So, and the product owner showing the vision and whatever. So, and we're doing a lot of printing the flyers like on the conference. So, and having, for example, next week, one of the teams doing like, not one of the teams of the product, doing really like this roadshow, and with all the different data areas, so which we are like serving, that the stakeholders also coming, like IT and stakeholders. And what we also do in this organization is quite interesting, probably to know. We're showing each other, so what are the products are doing in the same IT company, and trying to invite like also internal people, maybe they can change. So it is also really open-minded stuff, so it's like mini conference. It's going to be on 21st of October this time.
Second question, your product is reporting analytics platform. If the company has 11,000 employees,
They started in this case, so they had this department. So, and this department concentrate all the knowledge, all the data, what the company has. So that's why it was a really easy idea to come to that. So it's just the organization itself was waterfall.
Okay, you collaborated with both of these department and the management, like span was.
Yeah, yeah. And also like we're having stakeholders in the meeting, so, and we're serving a lot of areas, so in the company, because we have like water, so then everything. So what you can think about, you need in a city. Energy. So. Any other? Oh.
Thanks for sharing so far. So I'd be interested in what success factors do you recognize that have contributed to the success or the successful implementations of LeSS? Because in my experience, any scaling framework or method can get you up to 50% maximum, and then everything else is some other factors. So what would you say contributed in addition to applying the framework?
We have really good feedback, so from our internal customers. So they're coming, they're asking, we have like full backlog of things, so which we really like, we need more people and whatever. So, and maybe one of the greatest measurements, so that it's really famous in the company. So, and everyone is coming and like asking also for the help. And I would say maybe if it's answer your question a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Maybe one more. So you also mentioned adjusting the reward systems. Thank you. So adjusting the reward systems. Was
Thank you.
anything in this regard done in any of these companies? Like adjusting the rewards to reflect the team's results, not just the individual performance?
Very good question. So, of course, like we're having conversations, so, and the team also like more or less not decides, but at least like you can see in the team who is performing, so, and management, we still have also managers, are thinking, so, and joining these conversations, joining reviews, so they see like outcome. But because I think it is like public utility. So you can't do so much in the beginning because it's covered, kind of. So it's not like a company somewhere like around who's starting business, so, and doing stuff. So you have like basically the regulations. So, and you have this E5, 7, 6, 8, whatever, what the tariffs are. So, and they trying to make sure that it is tariffs. So, and I hope, so my hope is, so we're on the way. We're doing it, so, and we're improving every time. So maybe it's going to be really different way of these rewards. But now it's basically so evidence-based rewarding. It's good question. Thank you. So then the start of the journey, so we increased this flexibility, we increased also collaboration in a team, and what we're really lacking, why they decide to do Scrum and LeSS, so we were lacking transparency. They didn't know where we're standing. So if you lack transparency, so you really like kind of, you don't know where you are, and you can't change the direction. So management was kind of blind. So, and they said, so we don't want to have this situation anymore. That was main reason, by the way. And the second reason, so regarding the rewards again, so it was like to have to increase like employee retention and attraction. So just to make sure that the way how the people work, it's getting interested, because regarding like the money, you cannot much do. So, but regarding like different ways how the people work, how they interact with Agile, with each other. So it's quite interesting and important. So exactly, and the customers were coming to us. So they were invited to the sprint reviews. So, and that was not happening before. They were also kind of blind. So. The teams, they knew already each other.
I will repeat the question.
Could you share some more about where the teams came from? Like, were they already familiar with each other? Were they already working, collaborating, or was it just like a blind spot? Like, we're doing our thing, and I know there's people there.
They were not really collaborating before so much. So not just some people, they really like knowledge. If the guy is or the girl is cool, so or like have good knowledge, so they come together. We're sitting together. But now, so it is because of the events, because of the really like community of practice, the collaboration increased a lot. So we had a really huge impact of like large-scale Scrum on this collaboration, because before there were like islands, and now so that's like the whole community and the whole product is growing. So, and that's mostly the benefit of it. So because they develop by themselves, so and that's.
And were they from the start kind of excited about it, or was there some like?
Differently. So some of the people, like all of them, they were excited, but we had 2-3 people, so they were not. They were like just totally rejecting it. So basically they are gone as well. So just by themselves, they could not take it. It's also an organization, the next one that I would show, like one girl wrote, so it's not here, so another one. So in overall let the haters go. So it is, I said, yeah, it's interesting. So because like the people could not just say it's too open for me, and I would like to work by my own. So I don't want to collaborate.
You mentioned that the haters go, but what if they don't go by themselves?
Maybe we can exchange later. I know what to say. So I don't know how much can I say. No, I know I can't say a lot. So, but basically, so they were in a different. They were like doing different work and really separately. So till the point that it was not working anymore. That's just what I can say. So and okay.
I have questions.
Yep.
So I have a question about community, where you would like to increasing cross-team collaboration. Like in your journey, so how long the community alive and active?
Very good question. Thank you very much.
Because community really active at the beginning, but gradually is dying somehow.
They need to die if they don't have any use for the people. So, but if you're exchanging and have more programming or coding dojo or whatever, so then they're still alive. So, and the people are responsible. They live or die. So, and in this case, so the community, they're still alive, but only few. So developers and architects, they have a community and they speak a lot about things, and it's really important to exchange, because during your daily life, during the sprint, so they even reserve this space to have like free collaboration and speak about topics. And the best thing, if management is supporting you, it's allowed also to do it. So because if not, so it will be hard. It will be hardly impossible because you're under stress. So they say, why are you sitting here? So you could code now. And that's why it's okay if they're dying, but it's nice if they're living.
Do you have any tip that building the long living community?
You have to find really volunteers. You have to find the people that burn for the topic, and you have to have interesting topics. And then also like moderation is important. So just also like a Scrum Master, you have to have this knowledge and jump into the topic. Or you have to give it so far so that another one can moderate on the way, so that's not boring and the people are not resignating. So to find really like this moderating methods, for example, and also the topics and the backlogs. We structure the backlog, for example, for the topics. And also to have like open space even sometimes, if it's really, and to have like not only this community once in a week or whatever, so also to have maybe longer term like team event, so where we can discuss more topics. So, and also community still.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
I have way more ideas, so we can exchange after that. So I'm just like thinking about a little bit of time. The journey is still ongoing, yeah. So we had this management support. I also educate everyone in LeSS. So we have one single product owner, which is different to the previous one. So, and we have like end-to-end responsibility from analysis to to delivery, team forming. I said about that, I think, yes, that we had in the beginning. So like management set the teams, and later on the teams were set by themselves. Team knowledge model was done. So, and we have a lot of multi-team events, so like sprint planning. And you see here, for example, we have like overall retro, we did like with the whole team. So, and we here like discussing topics, like we had one day, so for this, like how we are going, how it's doing. So after 100 day less, we put the timelines and we put like the positive things and the things needs to be improved, for example, and build also here, so lots of interesting things after that. Yeah. Of course, also in this case, what we spoke about, the communities. So our key achievements, so you see here, working on the highest customer value, so what has not happened before because they know where to go, basically. So it was more efficient with the team cross-collaboration. We had also faster time to market because we focused. And employee satisfaction and engagement was really way higher than it was before. We're still working in this mode. So I'm there. So, and I'm speaking to the people, speaking to the team. So, and this open communication and transparency is something which is really important, like what I just can give to you. So, and that's long way there sometimes, because if you never worked before in this way, so it's hard to start with it. And also great leadership support. So the last one, so we have here this less huge adoption. So like it's a big insurance company. That's a case study on the internet, case study, German big insurance from Wolfgang Steffens. And I was in the previous time like Scrum Master, so working with, I think, 7 Scrum Masters. So, and then after that we had, in the second year, I joined as an Agile Coach and then management coach after 2 years. 120 people, 10 teams, 3 requirement areas. You see here the structure, still similar, so, and a little bit bigger, so, but we have new positions, so it was like we had like this area, POs per requirement area, and product owner, who was like more or less the product owner of the whole product, so car insurance application. And we like started with all 3 principles, so in once, but in the beginning, right in the beginning, even before I came, they started, I was not there just back those time, so they started with the 1 requirement area, which is really important. That's first adoption principle, start small and get bigger. And what else? I think that's all. So then I can show you way more, so what we had. Well, at the start was the question, why to transform, yeah? So the sense of urgency, so there was increasing cost, the huge organizational effort, so that's why more with less, so we just reduced it after. And the really complicated collaboration organization to make it really even harder. So in the second year, we had an agile transformation to India. And the collaboration was okay in the beginning, but we started like to speak more, invited people from India to Germany. So built like code review process because we had really less developer in Germany, so and lots of developers in India. So that to make sure that we don't have bottlenecks. So and those things, they were every sprint we were improving ourselves. So we reduce time to market, so and increase flexibility, so improve the customer satisfaction. We had also the customers and our meetings and our reviews, and that was quite interesting to know. They were really hard to us sometimes. That was also sometimes rough. So, but the teams could improve it. So, and that's the most important part. So the journey. So they still, by the way, they're doing it also now. They did not cancel it. So the journey is going on. So I'm see already I have to speed up. And then what we still do, management support, so still there, less education. Of course, everyone needs to be educated. And you can see everything really similar. And less huge, the collaboration in between the teams is a key. So we also had Scrum of Scrums, for example. So that we had really from the teams, what are the problems? So after all the dailies, we had Scrum of Scrums. It's different than another teams. We did not do it in the previous product. And the end-to-end deliverables, so that what also was important. And so far, I see, so if I have to make cut now, I was speaking about those 3 adaptations. So I did not come through to the challenges. And the presentation will be shared, and also the talk will be shared. And I'm here for those 2 days and also after, so please connect to me to ask the questions.
Can you make it into a big of an open space so that people can join?
Yeah, sure. So because I really prepared a lot, so and I probably need 2 or 3 hours to speak about everything. Because it's years of that what I was doing, so and that's why. Thank you so much for the question.
Can you